I never really stood out in class, but with the right strategies and study techniques I managed to not only get into medical school, but also pass all my exams. And at the same time have a life next to studying. Here is how: study routine, active recall and spaced repetition. I'm gonna show you these techniques using two completely free and privacy securing note-taking apps, which are Logseq and Obsidian. First of all, what helps me get my stuff together is the imagination that med school is something like a 9-to-5 job, where someone is constantly watching over your shoulder. It sounds crazy and I'm exaggerating, but imagining that strictly for some days turns it into a powerful habit. Not so effective study techniques are highlighting stuff in your textbooks. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but if you only do that during your exam preparation, then chances are high you miss to internalize the learning material and therefore aren't fully prepared for your exam. I split up my exam preparation in 3 phases. Now, first thing I do is try to understand the topic. How do I do that? Let's say I have the upcoming lecture about rheumatoid arthritis. I fill in the title in OneNote and import my PDF file. And then during the online lectures, I fill in my additional notes while listening. I also read up unclear stuff about this topic in the internet or textbooks. During this phase, I also highlight text from summaries about this topic. Logseq has this cool feature that not only lets you highlight text, but also reference that marked paragraph for further usage. This is useful for me as it makes it easier to write questions for myself later on, which I then use for active recall sessions. Now, what is active recall? This is the beginning of phase 2. The principle is to get information outside of your brain rather than inside. By actively trying to remember something you read or heard, you enable the transition of learning material from your short-term memory to your long-time memory. You can do that practically by using cards, for example, Anki cards, or in my case, Logseq, which also provides this feature. Right after the lectures, when the informations are still in my head, I fill in questions to this topic with the corresponding answers. And it's important to not wait too long with doing that, because after 3 to 4 days you already forget everything you learned. Hypothetically, you did that with every lecture and then you got like hundreds or even over 1,000 of questions. This is where we're getting at phase 3. You test yourself, your knowledge with these cards. You repeat doing that. And it's really important to go through the cards regularly, because if not, then you probably won't be able to make the jump to the long-term memory. Now comes Obsidian, which plays an important role as well. Now, why is Obsidian so important in this case? 1, you can open Logseq files in Obsidian. 2, Obsidian has a mobile application, which means you can access your learning material when you're on the go. Also, you can practice spaced repetition using the simple table in Obsidian. Put in the date of your session, the topic, and rate your active recall session from 1 to 5. Based on how many questions you answered right. From session to session you get better and hopefully ace your exam. Now we're coming to an end. If you like this video, then watch this or this and see you in the next one. Bye.